Hi, welcome to the data overview of Lindsay Elementary School. I am Simone Newsom. I am grade chair of 2nd grade. You asked, why are we here today? This presentation is intended for the school improvement team and the school administration. The purpose of this presentation is to identify the academic strengths noticed over the past 3 years and identify trends in the areas that need improvement over the past 3 years. And ultimately, we want to be able to present opportunities for professional growth in teaching and learning. So the questions that will drive our analysis today, we want to ask ourselves, how are we doing as a school? What are we doing well as a school or even a district? What can we do to improve our areas that we need growth in? And with understanding those areas that need growth, what is our plan going forward? So some things that you will see included in our analysis will be the school demographics, including students and staff, and 3rd through 5th grade Georgia Milestones assessment data for the past 3 years. So, Lindsay Elementary School was established in 2010. It's located in Snellville, Georgia. It teaches grades pre-K through 5th. However, the pre-K will be the starting of this current year, but overall we have always taught K through 5th. It is a Title I school, and it is located in the Gwinnett County School District. So now Lindsay is known to be on the Promised Land. So now a little information about Lindsay is that it was originally said to be named Grace Brooks Snell Elementary. And this was in honor of a longtime teacher. However, after discussion with the board, they changed and decided to name it Lindsay. So now the Anderson and the Lindsay family are two prominent families of Gwinnett County who reside in the community now known as the Promised Land community. The Andersons and the Lindsay, along with several families, purchased large portions of land within this community from an Irish immigrant named Thomas McGuire. And currently, this is the home of Thomas McGuire, and the Lindsays are currently living in it and own it, of course. Moving on to Lindsay Elementary School enrollment. Looking at our enrollment and the trend over the past 3 years, we have 2017-18, school year 18-19, and school years 19-20. It looks like there has been a decrease, an annual decrease since 2017 in our enrollment. And although we do have a very high transient population, that leads to wonder, how does this affect our student performance by having such a large transient population and the enrollment consistently decreasing? Looking at the ALES student enrollment by race and ethnicity, our highest subgroup population is Black African American. Our second highest will be Hispanics. And looking at that, the Black and African American has ranged from 66, 65 to 69. So it's kind of stayed in at the same percentage. Where looking at Hispanics has also stayed within the percentage of 21, 22, and 21%. Our Asian population has ultimately stayed the same with the multiracial and our white Caucasian. So with seeing our race and ethnicity, this leads us to question, are we providing a culturally responsive learning environment for all of our student groups? And how can we assure we are being culturally inclusive? And making sure that if we're not being culturally inclusive, what changes can we make on a school level? And what changes can we make on a classroom level? What can the teachers do to make sure they are incorporating and being culturally responsive? Looking at the enrollment by student groups. Here, looking at the enrollment over the past 3 years, I'm seeing a trend that the free and reduced group takes up more than half of the student population over all 3 years. Our special education and English learners are about the same, and that still continues over the 3 years. And with our gifted learners percentage being very low, and it hasn't changed much across the 3 years. It has been consistently low. And that leaves me to question, what can we do to increase our gifted learners? And are all teachers informed of the gifted identification process? Are we leaving students behind who may be gifted and not understanding the identification process is lowering the numbers and the percentage of the gifted learners? Looking at our staff member data, now here we have in green the staff certificate level and in blue the years of experience in education. However, this data is only for the year 1920. We have a total staff of 54 during that year. It looks like our bachelor's and our master's for the certificate level are quite equal, and those 24 to 23 teachers that have their master's and have their bachelor's. Our specialist and our doctorate only have 1 teacher, whereas our specialist has 6 teachers. Looking over to the years of experience in education, here I see that our lowest staff members are our staff members who have 21 to 25 years of experience. It looks like there's only two staff members with that experience, whereas we have 20 staff members with 0 to 5 years of experience. And that questions, how does that pertain to our students' development and growth in the school? Looking at our local school plan for improvement, our LSPI, Anderson-Lindsay would like 60% of students at Anderson-Lindsay to demonstrate mastery of the reading AKS by scoring in the proficient or distinguished levels on the ELA, GCPS district assessments, and ELA GMAS, which is Georgia Milestones Assessment. 60% of students at Anderson-Lindsay will demonstrate mastery of the mathematics AKS, which will be scoring in proficient or distinguished levels on the milestones and the district assessments. Anderson-Lindsay students and staff will decrease the number of students receiving discipline referrals from 10% in 2018 and 2019 to less than 5% in 21 through 22 school year. And Anderson-Lindsay Elementary School CCRPI score will be in the top 25% of Georgia elementary schools in the 21-22 school year. So as we are looking at the achievement level descriptors, we have our beginning learners, which is typically level 1. Beginning learners do not yet demonstrate proficiency in the knowledge and skills necessary at their grade level or the course in which they're learning. Looking at level 2, which is developing learners, that is a student that demonstrates partial proficiency in the knowledge and skills necessary at this grade level or the course of their learning. And our level 3 proficient learners, these are learners that demonstrate proficiency in the knowledge and skills necessary at this grade level or course. And our level 4, which will be distinguished learners, they demonstrate advanced proficiency in the knowledge and skills necessary at this grade level. Okay, so now we're going to focus in on the ELA and the math milestones for 3rd through 5th, and we're going to focus in on looking at the trend over the 3 years at a school level and the district level. On the left side, you will notice that this is our school level, ALES. The right side will be at the district level. We have each bar, we have our beginning percentages, developing, proficient, and distinguished for both. You will see the percentages on there, and each color represents the year. So purple is the 16-17 year, the pink is the 17-18 year, and the blue will be the 18-19 year. Once we're done reviewing the data, we will have a discussion on the noticings. Here's 3rd grade ELA milestone scores. Here is 3rd grade math milestone scores. We have ALES over here and the district here. Here's 4th grade ELA milestone scores. We have ALES here, the district scores here. We have 4th grade math milestone scores. Fifth grade ELA milestone scores. ALES here, the district here. And now we have 5th grade math milestone scores. ALES here, districts here. Now, after reviewing the data, there are some noticed areas of strength. 3rd grade is averaging 30% proficient over the past 3 years in ELA for the school and district, so at both levels. In 2018-19, 3rd grade scored a higher proficient percentage on the math milestones for both the school and on the district level. The percentage of 3rd grade distinguished students has increased each year. And 4th grade scored a 52% proficient and distinguished in ELA in 18-19. And the percentage of 5th grade distinguished students in both school and district has also increased each year. Now, looking at areas of growth, we see that 5th grade math distinguished percentage, it has decreased over the years where it's not as high. 4th grade ELA distinguished percentages has decreased over the years, and 3rd grade math and ELA percentage has kind of stayed the same over the years, meaning that our developing and our beginners are staying the same and not changing, whether they're increasing or decreasing. The academic improvement that is needed, we need to decrease the number of students scoring and developing on the milestones, and we need a consistent percentage increase in proficient and distinguished levels for 3rd through 5th grade students over the milestone assessment. Moving on to next steps we can focus on, we can ask ourselves, how can primary grades support our school-wide goals? How can we support our staff members working with our students? What interventions should be implemented to support students that are not showing sufficient growth? And how can student differentiate instruction to support our learners? How can we provide student differentiation instruction to support our learners? Thank you for your time. I hope you were able to find a lot of information, and we'll move forward with improving our school and improving our students' growth and understanding. Thank you for your time.